Shopping in London. Harrods is an upmarket department store on Brompton Road in Knightsbridge and is the biggest department store in Europe. The Harrods motto is Omnia Omnibus Ubique, all things for all people everywhere. In 1849, Charles Henry Harrod took over a small shop on the site of the current store. During the next 10 years, Knightsbridge became one of the most fashionable parts of London, and in 1860 Harrod sold the business to his son, who built it into a very successful shop selling medicines, perfumes, stationery and fruit and vegetables. The trade at Harrods continued to grow and the store rapidly expanded. By 1880 it employed 100 people. Harrod concentrated on encouraging wealthy people to his store and provided a personalised service for important customers. London's West End is the area of the city which contains many of its major tourist attractions, shops and entertainment venues. Historically, the rich preferred to live in this part of London because it was usually upwind of the smoke coming from the crowded city. The shopping district is centred on Oxford Street, Regent Street and Bond Street. Oxford Street is Europe's busiest shopping street with approximately 300 shops. Bond Street has been a fashionable shopping street since the 18th century and is the home of many branches of the most expensive designer brands in the world. The northern end of Old Bond Street in particular is famous for its exclusive jewellery shops. Regent Street was completed in 1825 and is named after the Prince Regent, who later became George IV. A regent is someone who rules in the place of another person, and in this case it was because the regent's father, King George III, was suffering from mental illness. The street market on Portobello Road in the Notting Hill area of the city is probably the most famous, selling everything from fruit and vegetables to jewellery and second-hand items. Nowadays it's an established tourist destination, but still a fascinating place to visit. Camden Lock Market began in the early 1970s when local craftsmen would sell the things they made. Today the market has more than 1,000 stalls selling all sorts of things from vintage and new clothes to antiques and junk. This is a shopping experience for those who don't mind large crowds and a lively atmosphere.